So PlayStation Stars is ending. It's going to be over. I recently got an email. I also saw, a lot of people were talking about it online. So as of May 21st, which is already passed, you cannot join anymore. So you have to already be a member, and if you're not, sorry, there's no way to get into it. Um, but if you are a current member, then you are going to be able to complete all your campaigns up until July 23rd. So that's 2 months from now. Then they're going to be ending all the campaigns. So the campaigns are things like, if you play a certain game or you log in every month or, you get certain trophies or something like that. When you complete these, you can earn PlayStation Stars, which are points that you can then redeem for things in the PlayStation Store. So, like Stellar Blade was up there, Sekiro was up for a while, Rise of Ronin was up. They also have some digital collectibles that you can just kind of buy and have this digital, I guess, kind of a rack that you can put your little collectibles on. I don't think you can actually use that on the PlayStation. I think you have to use the PlayStation app to even see it. But yeah, you're going to be able to complete any campaigns up until July 23rd, and then after that, you are not going to be able to earn any more points. So whatever points you have, then that's it. Now you can use those points up until they expire. So they've changed it that now they expire after a year and some months. So the whole system will continue to be up until November 2nd, 2026. But at that time, all the points are going to have expired. So there's no way to get new ones. You can't have the ones you had. So at that point, they're going to be just completely shutting off the entire server, or the service, I should say. I don't know what the servers are going to do. But yeah, so unfortunately, that is not great news. Now, I was looking at it before we started recording, or before we started, before we were here. I was looking at my PlayStation stars, and it looks like they've actually taken some stuff off of the site. Last time I checked was not that long ago, probably a couple of weeks ago, and they still had like Rise of the Ronin up there. You could they had multiple current in-game currencies that you could exchange it for. For instance, Genshin Impact, and the Zone Zero, Helldivers, Naraka Blade Point. It looks like they took Naraka off because I was like, oh, I might spend some points in there, but nope. Looks like they took that one off the list. They also took Rise of the Ronin off the list. There are still quite a few games on there though. Another Crab's Treasure, Squirrel with a Gun. A few of the little kind of smaller indie type things. Not so much the bigger stuff. They did have a few of the bigger things up there earlier, but it looks like most of those are taken down. Now take that with a grain of salt because I am in Taiwan. This is on my Taiwanese account. So as such, the American account might have different things on there. So I don't know, if you're in America or Canada or another country, I don't know what's available to you. So you might have different things available, but go ahead and check if you have the PlayStation app on your phone. Go ahead and check. All you really have to do is just open up your phone, open up the app, and then there will be a little, looks like a little kind of hexagon thing up towards the top. Click on it. You should have a number on it. Click on that, and that'll take you to the PlayStation Store page. And then you can just go to rewards, and from rewards you can choose what you want to spend your points on. So yeah, if you have points, feel free to earn them for another 2 months. But then after that, just feel free to spend them. Spend them on whatever you want, whatever games, whatever currencies you want, because they're only going to be fading away, and you are not going to have the opportunity to ever use them again. So, spend that money. So, unfortunately, I did like it. I did think it was a great program. I know that I did get a couple things on there. I did grab another Crab's Treasure on there. I grabbed some Helldivers, the Super Bucks on there. I think I grabbed a few other things, maybe a couple other games or something like that. So, but I didn't spend it too much, so I do have a fair bit accumulated. So now I just need to decide what I want to spend the rest on. So, but yeah, unfortunately, this program is ending. As they said, as part of our ongoing commitment to evolve and adapt the latest trends in the gaming community, we've made the decision to end the current version of PlayStation Stars to refocus and build upon our efforts in the future. So, are they working on some other rewards program type deal? I don't know. They did say that they are following the latest trends in gaming. So, maybe the fact that Nintendo ended their rewards program, PlayStation was seeing like, oh, other people are ending theirs, and maybe it was not working as well as we had wanted or whatever. It wasn't as popular as we had thought it was going to be. So we're going to chase trends again, and we're going to end it. So unfortunate. But yeah, let us know what you think. Did you like the PlayStation Stars while it was up? Did you ever use it? Did you, what kind of things did you spend on it on? Curious to know. So let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we talked about this before the show, as usual, when really we should be talking about it on the show. I will say, like, thinking about this as well, I mean, this sort of makes me think about Steam. Like, Steam never had a system like this, right? Like, when you buy something on Steam, only recently, in the last few years, you got something called Steam Points. Like, there is no direct way to get money from Steam Points. There are videos on YouTube which sort of tell you, like, yes, you can get Steam Points, and as you get Steam Points, you can increase your Steam level. And with your Steam level, you get these card packs, and the card packs can be sold for cash in Steam, which you can then use to buy new games, right? Which is like a direct way of doing the Nintendo point system or the PlayStation point system, but it is a pain. Like, I've seen the video and I know it works. I've tested it once, but like, I don't want to spend time to do that because it is a lot of time. I have a lot of points as well, with a big Steam collection and being on Steam from almost 20 years, maybe. I don't know, but I mean, this also makes sense. A lot of companies are cost cutting, like, hey, um, we need to keep our costs down and all of this stuff. Like, the points is something that's on your balance sheet. Like, hey, we owe PlayStation gamers $1 million or $2 million, $3 million worth of games. And some investor might be looking at this like, oh, okay, this is a debt that PlayStation owes to its player base. And so I think it's better to get rid of it now. I mean, from a company perspective, but it still sucks. Like, I loved the Nintendo system. When I got in a Switch, I'm like, hey, man, I'm earning money that I can use to buy games on sale. And there were so many times on the Switch where I'm like, oh, yeah, this game is 99 cents. I can buy it. Or this game is $5. There were so many like $5 games I picked up on the Switch from my Switch points. And even if you bought a game on sale on the Nintendo Switch, you still earned Nintendo Gold points back then, right? I hope some sort of similar system comes out, or at least the Steam points system comes around where, fine, you can't buy like games or something like that, but you can still get like, on the Steam Point store, I buy like these Star movies for my Steam Deck, or I can buy like these cool little profile icons and stuff. There's a lot of like aesthetic stuff that you might get in like a free to play game, with the connection there being kind of dubious. But I don't know. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, I don't know how to. I mean, I love the idea of a rewards program. You loyal customers come in and save some and whatnot. A lot of businesses, would obviously do that back in the day. Like if you have a membership, I know some places like Costco require a membership to even just be there. But I remember growing up, there were some stores that would offer like a membership, and the more money you spend, you'd earn points. And even here in Taiwan, we have a supermarket called PX Mart, and you can kind of, the more you spend there, if you have your little membership card, and occasionally they'll be like, oh, it's $282. Do you want to just round it down to 280? And 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 then we'll just take it off of your points that you've acquired, and it saves you a bit of change. You don't need so many of those small coins, which is nice. It's not like a big deal. It's not a huge thing, but it is sad to see it go, because it was one thing where, yeah, it's kind of, it feels good when you're playing games and you're like, oh, now I can get some points and spend it on. I didn't spend it on any of the digital collectibles. I'm not into that. I don't know. I guess I like something a little more tactile. I can actually use and play with. So the in-game currency was a big one for me, just because I'm not the kind of person who really likes a lot of these either gacha games or the games where you have to spend in-game currency to buy things. I'm always worried I'm going to fall into that rabbit hole of oh, it's only $10. It's not that big of a deal. But then 3 years down the line, and it's only $10 30 times later, and now it's $300 that I've spent on this, and it's kind of like, oh, you know. So the idea of like allowing for in-game currency for certain games, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'll totally do this, because I'm not spending my money, and there is a set limit. I can only spend so much. I only have so many points. So for me, it eliminated that temptation of overspending. by setting limits for myself. So I thought that was actually great. And for me, that's kind of where I was spending most of it, I think. But yeah, so sad to see it go. Love to see if they're gonna do something else, and if they do, what it's going to be. But yeah.